Hello, this video is brought to you by my Patreon supporters. Minasan, arigato gozaimasu. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily good life meditation, an exercise that I do every morning a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:49 a.m. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. You can get a copy at the link above, and if you don't see a link, there's one down in the description. I also use this time to reflect on the last 24 hours, including last night, to see how I did with the various challenges and opportunities I met. I reflect on the coming day, and then I ready myself for death. I like to begin myself with a poem, and I will read a poem in just a second, but I need to disclaim a little bit why I'm a little bit flustered. My balance is a little bit off this morning, which is objective number 8, to keep my balance. I'm a little bit off. I don't have my usual microphone on. I have no idea how good the quality of the audio is right now. I'm talking at my normal voice level, etc. I had an incident yesterday. I was doing my book reading at the beach, reading away when a rogue wave swept up onto the beach and literally washed me and all my stuff right away. And camera, equipment, all of it in the flood. And it caught up my, I use a portable microphone when I'm out and about. It was clipped here, so it didn't get wet, but this unit of the Rode mic got saturated underwater and is dead, so I can't use the audio now. I'm gonna need to buy a new one, which is too bad. It's expensive, and it's really good. That's why I'll get another one. So until I get the new one, I'm operating like this. So that was an interesting thing. I didn't keep my balance very well at the moment that happened, jumping into the day. I ended up flustering, as I think can be understood. If a rogue wave slams into you, you kind of react, and I ended up hurting myself just a little bit, injured myself just a bit as I was trying to scramble to collect all the gear. That was interesting. Oh, I did promise a poem, so let's read Fame Part 2, called On Fame Part 2 by John Keats. A short poem. Here it is. Oh, there's 3 items of vocabulary. Naiad, which is a freshwater spirit. Grot, which I never encountered that word. I ran it past the internet. It wasn't sure either, but I think it means like a grotto, a watery grotto. And then miscreed, which is a false belief. Here we go. On Fame 2, we read On Fame yesterday, first part yesterday. There's a proverb here. First time I've ever seen in any of Keats' poetry, the citation of a proverb. It's an old one, we all know it. You cannot eat your cake and have it too. Although we typically say we can't have our cake and eat it too. I've never really understood what that proverb meant until I read it this way. Like, oh yeah, you can't eat it and still have it. Here we go. How fevered is the man who cannot look upon his mortal days with temperate blood, who vexes all the leaves of his life's book and robs his fair name of its maidenhood. It is as if the rose should pluck herself, or the ripe plum finger its misty bloom, as if the naiad, like a meddling elf, should darken her pure grot with muddy gloom. But the rose leaves herself upon the briar, for winds to kiss and grateful bees to feed, and the ripe plum still wears its dim attire. The undisturbed lake has crystal space. Why then should man, teasing the world for grace, spoil his salvation for a fierce miscreed? I get it now. I took 3 times to read that. I read it twice before I turned the camera on to get it. What we do to ourselves and to our integrity to gain fame. Interesting, comparing that to the various things of the rose in its bloom, the plum with its luster of what is it? There's like a sheen on the ripe plum that if you first pick it off, it's like a what is it? It's like a little dust on there. I don't know how to describe it. You want to wipe it off, but at the same time, you know it's something pure. The little naiad spirit in the watery brook. These things remain They don't have an ambition to disturb their beauty, to pluck the rose, have the rose pluck itself, or finger the natural dust off the plum, or muddy the waters of the naiad's depths. Nor should we soil ourselves in pursuit of as he said, a miscreed. Miscreed. What did he say? A fierce miscreed. Spoil his salvation for a fierce miscreed. Yeah. I like that one. Spin back in to yesterday. It was a good day yesterday, a busy day. I went out and spent the day with my nephew Parker. Parker and I had a great time together. We got in the car, we drove to San Jacinto, had lunch at a Mexican place that we found. It was good. I'll finish that video this. Will I do that? Will I do that? I have leftovers. I'll think that you don't need to care about that, so I'll skip that. It was a big burrito, so I brought some home. We'll do that. I did that. Then we went and visited the graves of my grandparents, his great-grandparents, and I told them the story of their lives. And then we went to Starbucks, and then we drove out and visited a petroglyph in the desert. And then we were pulled over by the police, who thought it suspicious that a middle-aged, a senior citizen man and a young boy should be huddled in a car together at the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that looks suspicious. We had just come back. We had to park the car off the desert and then hike in to see the petroglyph. And then we came back out. We were sitting in the car just getting ready to go when the cop came up behind us. I explained what we were doing and let us on our way, but did follow us for several miles. Parker and I had some good talks. We had a good day. That was yesterday. Oh, let's do the good life. 8 objectives. To be always ready to die. To make good and effective use of time. To develop and maintain good and sound life principles. To cultivate good emotional reactions. To perform good actions. To recognize true limits and true opportunity. To do just one thing at a time. And do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. And to always keep my balance. Even when it's a rogue wave. I did capture that on video. I will share that on my YouTube channel and social media, that moment when the wave swept over and enveloped us, so to speak. I make it sound more dramatic than it was, but it was powerful. Because the camera was running and captured the whole thing. 35 principles now. War, reason, homunculus, Anchorhold, homo good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, social principle, principle of family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, that which must be born, the feast of offal, distraction, agency and the great indifference, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation. We talked about that yesterday with Parker, the risk of avoiding risk. Sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, script writing, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, arena and utility. Nothing is enough. The principle of fun and being prepared. I know one of my objectives is to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly, deliberately, and carefully, and it hardly was. But it's kind of fun to see if I can skip through the principles and still keep them all in order. And for the most part, I did. I tripped there once, just a little bit. I realized also that I'd missed one yesterday. I missed script writing, didn't I? Today, it's Sunday. We didn't do our shopping or finish our house cleaning yesterday because I had the day with Parker. So I'll finish all of this. I'll do all of that. Step in a trip to the beach, maybe this morning, maybe in the afternoon. And then just have a good day. It's a day free, so really don't have to do anything other than shopping, finish the cleaning. Otherwise I can do things on my own. Am I ready to die? Are my affairs in order? Yeah. Are my relationships sound? Yeah, I did call my mom twice yesterday. I wanted to talk to her from the gravesite to let her know I was with her parents. or at least their side of their grave, and that I'd found their mobile home. I found the mobile home that my grandparents lived in when they lived in San Jacinto. I'd been searching for it for years and never found it. I found it yesterday with Parker's help. She didn't respond, so I'll call her again today. And then, all right, is my life's work done? Yeah. I'm done. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. And I should have a new microphone soon enough. Take care.